If you're ugly, don't even talk. If you're ugly, nothing you say matters. If you're ugly, your opinions don't matter. How you feel doesn't matter. What you go through don't matter because you're ugly. That's what I've come to realize in life. Nothing matters but how you look.
So majority of my life, I've been told I was ugly. From the time I was a baby, even up into my adult years.
As someone who grew up being called ugly and not fitting into any beauty standard, it's so hard for me to take a compliment, to accept a compliment. When someone says I'm pretty, the first thing that comes to my mind is, really? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I hate that for me because it makes me come across as so insecure.
I live life as a person that is not conventionally attractive. I just want to say that life got so much easier for me when I learned to decenter the way society views me.
A lot of people that feel ugly today, or rather, a lot of people that feel insecure today, started from when they were little. It started from their family before they even came out to the real world. If there's one thing I would teach my kids when I have them, is to build their self-esteem. Because what I'm seeing right now, like what I'm seeing on the internet right now, is truly heartbreaking. So many of the women in these videos I've been watching, I do find them really attractive, really, honestly. But for them to come out and say they are ugly, to admit they are ugly, to tell stories about how they were called ugly and how their mom, their parents, their siblings, their friends called them ugly, it shows something. It shows that so many of these wounds started when they were little. So many of us grew up in homes where there was no one to build us up. Not the mother, not the father. No one helped them build their self-esteem. No one told them that they are loved. No one told them that they are pretty. No one told them all the beautiful things about themselves. So when you grow up in a house that has already downgraded you, that has already said mean things to you, you step out into the real world already broken. And then people out there say the same thing and it cuts deeper. It really does cut deeper because you never had anyone at home to protect you from it. I'm saying this because I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen a lot of women who are truly beautiful, who are pretty, but they still feel insecure about themselves. They don't even know that they are so pretty. And we have this mindset in the society that when you're pretty, you're good, you're better. But to me, I don't see it that way.
So I've been seeing a lot of people have this "am I ugly" conversation, especially Black women, and I wanted to give my 2 cents. First and foremost, if you are someone that believes that you're ugly or unattractive or conventionally unattractive or unconventionally attractive, however you want to use those words, and you believe that your life experiences have been negative due to how you look, I am here to tell you that you're probably right. Unfortunately, in this capitalistic patriarch society that we live in, people are taught to devalue people and to shame and embarrass people that they feel are unattractive. And so I just want to affirm to you that your lived experiences are not wrong. And these are not things that you can simply, positive think your way out or love yourself your way out. You can have all of those things. You can love yourself. You can be confident. You can have positive thinkings, and you will still have some of those negative experiences. They may be reduced, but they will still happen. However, to offer you some hope, just because you feel like you're ugly, unattractive, whatever, it doesn't mean that you can't have a fulfilling life. It doesn't mean that you can't find love. It doesn't mean that you can't get the things that you desire. Although society tries to convince you that your appearance is the greatest asset that you will have as a woman, it's actually not true. And you can still live a very fulfilling life despite you accepting that you don't meet society's beauty standards. Now, with that being said, if you want to have a glow up, if you want to, lose weight, whatever you want to do to make your life easier, or you believe will give you an easier existence, go for it. Do whatever you think is best. However, in addition to those things, I believe it is also worth exerting some of that energy into redefining the things that make you happy, if that makes any sense. In other words, the things that society tells women should make them happy, or the things that society tells women that they should desire, always keep in mind that those things were designed with the idea of you being on the bottom. And so no matter how much you try to go for it, it's never going to, how do I say it? It's going to be harder for you because it was designed to crush you while giving someone else advancement, if that makes any sense. And so you can do all the things, you can, change your body, change your appearance. However, what I have found that has made me the most happiest was redefining what I consider to be happy. That would make me happy. And then also accepting that I still have access to love, marriage, kids, a fulfilling life, despite me not meeting society's beauty standards. I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments.
It's pretty girls in my comment section trying to convince me that being pretty is hard. And honestly, I don't understand how being pretty is a punishment. But what I can talk about is how being ugly is a punishment, or being unattractive, okay? Ugly punishment is not being able to have confidence in yourself because people will snuff that out. Ugly punishment is having a man force himself on you and trying to tell people and being told, well, you're not attractive enough for that to happen to you. Ugly punishment is having standards while trying to date and being told, take whatever you can get because you're not pretty enough to have standards, okay? So the women who are trying to convince me that being pretty has a downside, outside looking in, from what I'm seeing, you're allowed to have confidence, you're allowed to have standards, and you're allowed to act however way you want because you're pretty enough for it. So trying to convince somebody that's not pretty by society standards, I know on a personal level, some people do find me pretty, but per society standards, I am not pretty. Trying to convince me y'all had a hard time being pretty, I don't believe it. I don't buy it. It's just attention seeking, okay? And if being pretty was so hard, would you trade places with someone who's not pretty? Probably not, because you have more to gain by being pretty than you have to lose. But that's all I wanted to say. I actually wanted to start a new term, ugly punishment. I know most women won't come online and admit that they're not attractive because being pretty is currency for women. And unfortunately, I don't have that currency. So I will admit I am not an attractive woman, but it's okay. That's life. It moves on.
So majority of my life, I've been told I was ugly. From the time I was a baby, even up into my adult years. When I was a baby, my mom told me this story that there was a relative and they told my mom like I was ugly and I looked like a monkey. Then all throughout like elementary school, middle school, I was called ugly. I actually have a song called Pretty Fades. That's about it. Check it out. All throughout middle school, especially middle school. Oh gosh, middle school is probably the worst for me with that. Like I overheard some girls calling me ugly, this is that and the third. They made a list from prettiest to ugliest in the class, and I was the second to last person, meaning like they put themselves at the top as the prettiest girls in the class, and at the bottom I was the second to last of ugliest people. So I was like, if we would flip it around, there was somebody that was the ugliest person and I was the second ugliest person in the class. Yeah, I honestly have stories for days on that, of scenarios of me being called ugly to my face and behind my back. Those were some super pivotal moments in my life. Being called ugly as an adult, all the things. It's never a good feeling being called ugly by family members, people that are supposed to love you. And you would think like, oh, okay, if I'm around family members, I'm gonna be safer. No, I would get called ugly by certain family members. I also wasn't safe from that type of conversation when I also was not at school. So, you grow up hearing that, you start to believe it, you start to adopt that. And it honestly wasn't until maybe like the last 2 or 3 years that I finally stopped believing it. Like, okay, you're not ugly. I would love to say like, oh yeah, as soon as I gave my life to Jesus, I believed I was pretty. Like, no, I think I've struggled and wrestled with my self-esteem all throughout my walk with Christ. And it's only until these last 2-3 years, to really even the last year and a half or so, that I'm really starting to see myself as God's daughter and beautiful, and unseeing the things that were spoken over my life. Because when I tell you guys, I really did believe these lies, and I took them on as my identity and for who I really was. Getting those sympathy compliments, oh girl, you're not ugly. I wasn't fishing for a compliment. Those were always they never felt it. It actually made me really feel uglier. It made me feel oh, you gotta tell me I'm pretty because I'm that ugly. I know it was really bad. My self-esteem was totally warped. The enemy spent most of my life trying to tear me down and pull that apart, but God has been faithful to dismantle those untruths and those lies that I've come into agreement with.
I shaved my head last year, and it really made me confront my feelings about beauty and attractiveness. These are all things I've been thinking about for a while. I think that as a woman, you are really taught, the way that we are socialized as women, that the most productive thing that you'll ever do in your life is be beautiful, and it's such a draining way to live. So when I shaved my head and realized I didn't like how I look, obviously my knee-jerk reaction was let me change something about my hair so I look better. But I decided, no, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm gonna let myself look bad. And a lot of what influenced this decision was definitely learning more about feminism and learning more about just how much women are taught this, and women are kept small by our pursuit of beauty. We just invest so much in beauty, and then we don't put any energy towards other areas of our life that would actually make us grow and develop as people and contribute to society. Realizing that really frustrated me, so I knew that I wanted to stop going in that direction. So I started to think more about beauty and just how useless beauty really is, which is what the essay that I wrote last week was about on Substack. Just beauty is really useless. It's not going to do anything for me. It's not going to write my poetry. It's not going to do my laundry. It's not going to do anything being beautiful. So why should it matter, and why should I put so much energy towards pursuing it? Nobody who would be in my life because I'm beautiful is someone that I want in my life anyway. So there's no point in then using beauty to get people to want to be around me. Through embracing being unattractive and just generally not putting action towards beauty, I am actually able to put energy towards things that really matter to me.
I've been seeing so many creators talk about their experience growing up chopped or growing up ugly, and I can relate, but I feel I have such a different outcome than everybody else. So people talked about being bullied growing up, even in high school. I remember I felt so bad about myself. All the boys said I was ugly. I used to go in the school bathroom and look in the mirror and just cry. I felt so ugly. I felt so bad about myself. So when I was 17, I really went on a self-love journey. I used to binge watch Brittany Lee and self-help podcasts and self-love podcasts, and I really changed my mindset. I'm I have to I used to just Google how to love yourself every day and binge watch podcasts, YouTube videos, movies, documentaries. I need to change my mindset. So it started from there. Then when I got into college and all the niggas was on my body, I'm oh no, I'm really the baddest bitch. They lied. Now I get the vacations. I think I've been on 5 or 6 vacations this year alone. I get the random roses. I get the Cash Apps and the Apple Pays, because I don't live my life with my head down because of what a bunch of losers told me about myself. I don't let people tell me I'm not worth it. I believe I'm worth it, and I go around other people who believe I'm worth it, and we rejoice in agreement.
I've been ugly for as long as I can remember, and I really try to not let it get to me. I try to still have that confidence of someone that does think they're pretty, but I'd be lying if I said that being ugly doesn't give me a different experience in life. There are lots of things that pretty girls go through that I don't get to do. I've never been catcalled. No one's interrupting my workout to ask me for my number. But I'm always gonna try and keep my head up, and if you're ugly like me, don't let it get to you. I'm still fine.
Being conventionally unattractive, chronically single, but also super smart and career driven has been the best gift I've been given in my entire life, because I've been able to shape my identity truly for what I actually want to do, instead of shaping my identity for a man, because I'm worried that my livelihood and my existence and my ability to live depends on this man, and so I have to exist to impress him. and to like serve him essentially. It's given me a lot of freedom.
Being conventionally unattractive according to mainstream society, but also I am Black British, and within the Black community, it being made clear to me, for example, that I am not the creme has actually been an advantage. And I've been thinking about this because since growing this platform, there have been lots of men in particular who feel as though they need to tell me what I look like, tell me that I'm ugly. That aside, it has brought up some thoughts for me around the fact that actually it's an advantage for me. And I tell you why. I come from a family and an environment where I am surrounded by women who are deemed to be the creme de la creme. Some of them are viewed to be desirable and attractive from a mainstream beauty standard. And some of them, if you're looking at the Black community in Britain, maybe even within African American culture in the US, they are deemed to be top tier. But here's the thing. They often had more nonsense to filter through. So really, I feel sorry for them, right? I say this with love and grace because when I'm hearing them talk about their experiences with dating, navigating men, they have higher volumes of nonsense to filter through than I've had. One of the things that you realize if you're observing, and because I know that there are people who are slow, people who are in the bottom set at school, because what you're going to do, because it's easy and predictable and lazy, is say that I'm jealous or that I'm encouraging competition between women. I am just observing, commenting on observations that are real. What I notice though is that often when women who want to be chosen by men, okay, what we have to remember is that you are being chosen based on desirability. Because really, in reality, what men are not promising women who are deemed to be the most beautiful or attractive is that they will honor, cherish, respect them, and even protect them. That's not the promise. And it's definitely not the experience of every one of those women, right? It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. It doesn't matter how desirable you are in a general consensus way to men. It does not guarantee that they are going to respect you. We still see women who are beautiful and attractive, deemed to be sexy, being discarded, dismissed, mistreated. And again, for those who are in the bottom set at school, I am not encouraging competition. What I am saying is that we have to be aware as women around competition and how futile and pointless it is. Because what you're competing for, if it is a competition, right, if you're being competitive, is the booby prize. Because these men who hold up these standards, like I said, they're not looking to respect and honor you. There's no guarantee of that. None whatsoever. I mean, look at Halle Berry. Her ex-husband, after 30 years of their divorce, was one, talking about her, but two, saying the most beautiful woman in the world, she is considered to be one of the most beautiful women in the world, did not cook and clean. Do you see where I'm going here? It doesn't matter whether or not you meet these standards or not. It is not a guarantee that on a day-to-day basis, in terms of genuine interpersonal interactions, you will experience respect.
Now, what is pretty to me? A good behavior is pretty. When you have a good personality, that is absolutely pretty. Confidence makes you beautiful, and that's something no one can take from you. So what I always say is this: I hope people focus on the beautiful side of them. There are certain insecurities you can't control in your life, just how you were created. You have to make peace with that. But there are also certain features, certain parts of you that are very beautiful. And I hope so many people try to focus on that. I hope so many people try to focus on the confidence they have. I hope so many people try to focus on the good side of them, on their good hearts, or whatever it is you think you have that is very beautiful. I hope you focus on that instead of focusing every single day on the fact that you're ugly. Because the truth is, you are more than what someone said to you as a child. And you deserve to see that for yourself. I'm Stacy, and this is Stacy Unfiltered. So before I go, I need to leave you with this. because at the end of the day, this video is not just about feeling ugly, it's about confidence. And let me tell you the truth, there are people that the world has called ugly, right? Models, celebrities, women you see on your screen right now. People have said cruel things about them, but when you see them, you would never say they're ugly. Do you know why? Because they carry so much confidence that it covers everything else. When a woman walks into a room with her head high, with her voice sure, with the way she carries herself, you don't see flaws anymore. You see power, you see beauty, you see someone you can't even talk down on because her confidence won't let you. That is absolutely what I want for you. How do you build your confidence? Focus on the things that matter. Focus on the beautiful side of you, not just your face, not just your body, your heart, your mind, your kindness, your resilience, your story, the fact that you're still here, you're still fighting, you're still surviving, you're still trying. That is beautiful. Always protect your peace. Stay away from toxic people. Stay away from toxic moms, toxic parents, toxic friends. Stay away from toxic friends, please. Stay away from people who talk about your insecurities like it's a joke. Stay away from people who make you feel small just to make themselves feel big. If someone is always pointing out what you hate about yourself, then cut them off. They are not your people. Love yourself more than you love keeping them around. Please stand up for yourself all the damn time. Stand up for yourself. Work on yourself. If you're overweight and that's the thing making you feel insecure, then hit the gym. Take care of your health. If there's something about you that you can control, that you can change, then work on it. Don't let anybody shame you for trying. Don't let anybody tell you to just sit down and accept misery. Take care of yourself. Always I tell people this, I tell my friends this, always take care of yourself. Always take care of your body. Your body is yours. Your life is yours. Feed it. Move it. Rest your body. Rest it. Love it. Love your body. It is yours. And most importantly, stop living in the prison someone else built for you years ago. Please. Don't sit down every day miserable because someone told you that you looked ugly when you were 10 years old, when you were 15, or maybe when you were 20. Don't let one person's cruel words become the voice in your head for the rest of your life. Please. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself, motivate yourself, speak good about yourself. Tell yourself, I am beautiful, I am brave, I am enough. Use words of affirmations. Say them out loud if you have to. Write them down if you have to. Do the little you can do about yourself every single day because confidence is not something you're born with and that is it. Confidence is built. Yeah, confidence is built brick by brick, choice by choice. Some days it will be the gym. Some days it will be like looking in the mirror and refusing to insult yourself. And slowly, just slowly, you will get to a place where it doesn't matter what anyone calls you because you know who you are. Now you walk into rooms and people will say, oh my God, she's pretty. Not because of your futures, but because of the light you carry, because of the confidence you built. And that, to me, is the most beautiful thing in the world. So I am asking you today, start building it for yourself and no one else. I love you. I see you and I am rooting for you. Anyway, guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And please don't forget to like, to share, and drop your comments down below. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do well to subscribe. Let's build this page together. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.